got the spiciest K-Series built for the two-tone S13. We went with the two-tone theme into the engine bay like some of you guys suggested. I think it came out awesome. We kind of drew the line on this little seam right here. The goal is in this video to hear this new high compression motor start up. So let's jump right into it. Over the weekend, I really took my time sealing everything up, being super meticulous with cleaning, getting the motor all wired up, cleaning up a couple little things here and there. And now is the time to pull it off the engine stand, get the clutch mounted up. And I think this time we're gonna go in from underneath instead of from the top.
Make it drop.
Speedy Gonzalez over here. Watched Rocky for the first time in a long time yesterday. It was a good movie.
Yeah, the OG one.
What did he keep saying? You should have seen me.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing in the movie. I wanted to say that he was like, yeah, I did it back you, dude. You should have seen me.
You should have seen me.
You should have seen me. You should have seen me, you know? Could have torqued this bolt now, you know? Stripped that bolt so good, you should have seen me.
Let's not say that before we torque down flywheel bolts.
I take it back. Time to go on a field trip. I don't have the right clutch tool, so we're gonna go over to the Drift HQ shop. If you don't know, we have two separate shops on opposite sides of this campus here. Let's go take a ride. Yeah. Brother, Sean got us spiced up. We got an aftermarket steering wheel in this job.
That one of the whole
This is the worst K-truck in the history of K-trucks. We've actually done a rear end swap on it because Luke Fink broke the rear end. Look at this, ready? No synchros. Oh, wasn't bad. So usually I try to drive foot to the floor the entire way to the HQ shop.
Yeah.
But it's kind of dangerous during the day because we have deliveries, but we'll see the best that we can do. I'm gonna put this in your lap.
Oh, great.
Ready?
Hello, clutch.
Third gear rubber. Ready? Fourth gear rubber? Oh, we didn't get it. This is the danger zone whose clutch trailer is out in the middle. God, the big wheel feels crazy on this.
The suspension being so boaty.
I love this thing. I just like mob through the woods. Actually, we should. Let's go to the HQ shop through the woods.
The last time that we did that, we flooded this thing.
Yeah, but it's okay. This is the shortcut to the HQ shop, believe it or not. Ready?
Is it really?
Oh, there's the wheels in the trunk. Whoa! Whoa!
Oh my God.
Whoa! Whoa! Shortcut. Those wheels in the trunk, I gotta do something about. Bonjour!
God bless America.
You got the tool?
I don't know what the f happened to it.
I have come to request a tool. ZF, 5-speed? Oh. If anyone should have it. Good to see you. How you doing? Oh, okay.
You found a thing.
Don't forget to like and comment and also subscribe.
O'Reilly's!
Take him out, 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 take him out.
He'd be the one to be cool about it too.
Yeah.
Yo, how much red Loctite you use?
Oh yeah. Yeah, all three. That was sick. This is like like one of the most nostalgic things to me because one of the first things I did on my S13 back in the day was literally just clean up the wiring with some electrical tape and some like wire sleeving. So just making stuff look a little bit nicer is very therapeutic, and you can't really f anything up. I should add though, this very quick engine back in may take a little bit longer. Sean took it upon himself to make everything way nicer than it was before. So where there was that crazy terminal bulkhead, he already ran a new wire through the car, and he's gonna put a proper like power terminal there. Because what was there before was not only ugly, but it was also very sketchy from a safety standpoint. Friends don't let friends drive sketchy cars, right, John?
Yeah.
You should see what he drives. What the f? This shit is caked with overspray. Also, fun fact, Mike hates it when I talk over his B-roll clips, but I'm always like a less montage, more with my annoying talking type of guy. So I try to talk over when I see him getting those B-roll shots.
Honestly,
you know?
I kind of like it when you do it sometimes.
Yeah, you better be careful, dude. Just clean her up.
Yeah.
One layer at a time.
All right, guys, I have some pretty cool news that's been brewing in the background that I'm excited to share with you guys. Now, you may be all too familiar with seeing these chairs in the background of videos or maybe in our DRT store in Miami. These are Viper chairs, and since the early days of Viper's inception, they have been supporting us here at the compound for all of our chair needs. Our methodology at LZMFG is the pursuit of perfection in all the cars and builds that we create, and this is basically that in a chair. If you haven't heard me talk about them, these are literally the most badass forever chair that you'll ever own in terms of both quality and comfort, which is really important to me in terms of back pain. And over the past couple of years, Viper Industrial has massively been expanding their lineup, not only to chairs, to the low pro chair, to even industrial tool carts and other stuff that you can find on their website. And I'm excited to announce that they're so stoked on everything that we do that they've decided to support the race program this year. So we're gonna be taking our partnership up a notch this year. I'm super stoked. And to kick things off for the next 48 hours, we're gonna do something pretty special. One, the top comment on this video, I'm going to give away one of my personal Viper chairs that we spec'd out for our Miami DRT store. It's gonna come to you straight from the compound. I'm just gonna see whatever the top comment is after 48 hours elapse. And then I also got you guys the biggest discount code I possibly could. Just use AdamLZ, clicking the link in the description. It'll get you $75 off if you wanna try one of these chairs. When I say that it is a forever chair, I mean it. These chairs will probably outlast you. I'm super excited about it. It means a lot to me when you guys support the brands that support the channel and the race team. And the guys over at Viper are like day one homies, so it's really cool to be able to put this together.
It's kind of hard at this point if the engine's out not to powder coat a bunch of stuff, and we are lucky enough to have a beautiful prismatic powder set up. So we did a lot of the hard parts in stone black, which is our go-to for pretty much anything underneath the car. It looks like a nice OEM black finish, and it's gonna hold up to all of the, elements. To the elements, because I'll be driving this car in the snow. I'll be driving this car in the Sahara Desert. I will be taking this car all over the world. What did he say?
That's a damn lie.
Now hear me out, this isn't gonna be the be-all end-all header. I think this is actually a stock style header that was modified, but I'm gonna be using it for the first iteration of this setup, so we decided to put some Cerakote on it, not only to make it look nice, but to give it a nice coating of heat protection. It's gonna look sick on there. One thing with this to keep in mind is once it heats up, the color sometimes changes a little bit. On the Supra, it had kind of like a weird tinge at first, but then once it cured, it looked sick. I'm like moderately content with this. It's better than what was there before, which I feel like I should probably show. I just hate having stuff sit on top of the cross member. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking about honestly using these two bolts down here, making some like cool like U thing. It's just hard without the radiator in here to know like what space I have, and I don't want to then create more work, you know?
Right.
So I guess as a temporary solution, if there's nothing else, this will work. Just try to keep the crossmember bare if I can. Even though we've amassed quite a collection of OE hardware, a lot of times we'll want to put new fresh stuff on a build, and if we don't have time to zinc plate, we're fortunate enough to have this amazing bolts and nuts array. So when we're putting stuff in the car, I can just do this, put a bunch of bolts in my pocket, and have nice freshly zinc flange bolts to go on the build. And if you don't have room for a massive wall like that at your house, I do have a specific drift kit that we built out with them. That's beautiful flange hardware, flange nuts, washers, zip ties, and a set of flush cuts for a valuable price that's on the screen because I forgot what it is, but it gets you a bunch of entries for a chance to win the giveaway Evo and supports the channel and supports the people that give us their nuts. Now remember, if at any point during this video it looks like I know what I'm doing, it is an illusion. Push, 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 push. Push, push, push. No, other side. Bolt. Ah!
Yeah. There you go. Look at that.
Which is wild because it looked like these mounts were not in the right orientation, but they're actually perfect. Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
They look like they're so tilted. So if you didn't figure out what's going on here, we're deciding to put the engine in from the bottom instead of the top. With the freshly painted everything and the fact that the subframe was out already, it's a lot easier to go in from the bottom because you don't risk hitting the cross member when you're going in with the oil pan, which is giant on this thing.
Yeah.
It's always a good idea to go from the bottom, but sometimes you don't have any choice but to go from the top. I definitely should have done this before putting it on the engine, but still rather do it before it goes in the car because the trans is filthy compared to everything else. We've gotten to the point now where we use this as an alternative to degreaser because it works so well.
On everything.
Literally. Alright guys, we've hit our first roadblock and this is where things are about to escalate and get kind of complicated. If you check out this situation up here, I knew that the header was going to be up higher because of the fact that the engine block is taller, which moves the head up. So we clearanced up here, but I didn't take into account that for the exhaust to mate up to it, it's just literally going to be inside of my trans mount. Now I wanted to keep things simple using the existing header and exhaust just so we could bolt it on, start it up and go. However, now that some custom stuff needs to be done, I think I'm going to end up changing the headers, which was supposed to be in a later video as like a, oh, let's see how much power it gains. And knowing that this engine needs at least a 3-inch exhaust, I think we're gonna ditch the 2.5-inch 4 muffler section. And I'm trying to see right now if I can use either my old R32 GTR exhaust or my old S15 exhaust, because if they bolt up somewhat, save a lot of time, and then we would just have to make the transition to those. That sounds expensive.
Right? That's not.
Who cleared that with budgeting? Now that we got almost 14-to-1 compression, this thing's gonna be exclusively on ethanol, specifically on Ignite Red E90. We use it just because we know it's extremely reliable, it's consistent, and we can trust our expensive race engines with the best fuel. However, could you run 93 in this? Maybe, but you wouldn't be able to extract nearly the potential because once you start running high compression, it's easier to have pre-detonation, which is like when the explosion event happens before you want it to, and that's when you cause serious damage to your engine. So, good fuel, cheap insurance. If you remember, the beauty of this car is I bought it and it already came on a Link ECU, which is what we use in all the cars and what I'm the most comfortable with. So I went in here and already knew that because now we're going to ethanol, we're not doing a flex fuel thing, so I can just change the fuel density. I can change the engine capacity from 2000 cc's to 2400 cc's. And between Freddie and Jamie, I have some general numbers to plug in just to know that we're safe for a first startup and to have the VE kind of what it's gonna look like. That way, as we tune and we make adjustments, we're not working backwards. Well, it seems like we've hit speed bump number 2. If you look underneath the car, what can you see, Sean?
He's sad.
I didn't mess with the slave at all because I was nervous of having some sort of issue, but he just connected the slave and we went to pump it, and it seems like the fork isn't sitting in the right place. So maybe it got jostled or knocked loose when Mike was tripping over everything, specifically Mike's fault.
Don't you point this at me.
So it doesn't seem like we'll be driving this thing today, but I think we're good to start it now, maybe? You probably shouldn't be under the car, Sean, because it's just gonna be open header. It's gonna be loud.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awful. It's gonna be everything I hate about 4 cylinders. Maybe we'll hear the compression,
Maybe. It could sound different.
the cams.
Yeah.
Maybe it won't start.
A little chop.
Time to start. Trans probably needs to come out for us to fix it. So the good news is, hopefully there's no leaks. Otherwise that needs to come out too. That's not good news. Chick-fil-A sandwiches coming soon.
All right.
I can hear the compression. It started.
Yeah.
Should we check oil pressure? Should we check oil?
Good here.
Got pressure? Nothing yet. Got oil pressure.
Oh.
Sounds like one of them drag racing Hondas. That's kind of cool.
Oh, stuff gotta come off now. The fork just went. Oh, and stop. What? It's gotta come off anyways.
Who is that?
Let me see. What am I hearing?
What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Everybody else got that.
Well, Adam and Mike f***ed up. And as you can see, this is not supposed to move like that.
That right there.
Oh, that's a fork.
Yeah, she too high up in there, you know.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
She done did forked up.
You guys are banned.
Stop.
Now this was my elf in the closet. I wasn't planning to share with you guys this yet, but I got the Toge Factory high-rise header, which is a beautiful piece, and this was supposed to go on after we had already dynoed the car with that ugly stock-looking header, just to see what kind of power it gained. But given the fact that we're gonna need to be modifying the exhaust, we might as well go with what's gonna stay on the car. So check out the bling on this. It literally makes the car look like a brand new thing. So again, Toge Factory makes the swap kit, makes all this stuff. And this is one of the pieces that's made to go in conjunction when you're doing a rear-wheel drive setup. And it's made with like a little slip joint in the back. That way you can make it fit whatever your setup needs are.
It looks so cool in here. It's like a little mini 4-rotor exhaust.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that. Hell yeah.
This is fancy.
It's nice, fine, Sean. Sean's all worried about his wires. It'll be fine. It's a little tight, but it'll be fine.
See right through it. That's sick.
Now at this point is where some fabrication would be required, and normally Johan would whip us up some beautiful weld real quick to get us nice and tidy, but if you guys saw on Instagram, last Friday was actually Johan's last day here, and I want to preface this by saying it's all good, it's super positive. We've known this was coming for a long time, but what it basically boiled down to is him just wanting to be able to spend more time with his family. He basically spent almost 2.5 hours a day driving. I respect the f out of him. Family is so important to him that we had actually worked with him to condense his hours, but in the end of the day, when you're spending 2.5 hours in the car, it just doesn't make sense. So the good news is, for something like this, Owen's been really excited to step up his welding game as it relates to stainless, TIG, titanium. And when we have bigger projects or something that we really want Johan's artistic touch on, he's down to still do projects for us. We just need to bring the car to him. So it's not gonna be when we're in a little last minute pinch like this, but hopefully in the near future, you guys will see him back at the compound when he goes to retune his Mark V Supra and drive it for the first time. I know we're all super excited to see him get behind the wheel of that thing. The car came out incredible, but anyway, good vibes and nothing but appreciation for all he's done here for the past 5 years. Now on the K-Series project, obviously we need to modify this to be able to suit up to fitting to an exhaust. So in the next video, we're gonna have it tuned You guys are gonna be able to hear it. I may or may not go overkill and put a titanium exhaust if we can modify it to make it work. And I'm stoked to see how this thing's gonna drive. It should be night and day from before. It's been a really fun project. Honestly, as silly as it sounds, I'm like really proud of myself that the engine started and there's no leaks anywhere. I spent like an entire Sunday being so meticulous with all the silicone, and it's cool. I don't get to put my hands on engines or projects as much as I used to because I've been super busy. In the off season, all I want to do is freaking wrench on some cars. I got to do it with this. It's something small, not too intimidating, but I was a little nervous with all the high compression whatever. But anyway, this thing's gonna look sick on there. It's gonna sound sick too, and I'm stoked to share with you guys.
Is it really?
Oh, the wheels in the trunk.
Whoa!
Whoa. Whoa.